Today, I want to talk about the differences of religious influence between Indian colonization and Mexican colonization according to different aggressions. The conquest of Britain to India and Spain to Mexico changed the frameworks of Europe, with both the Old Ocean World and New World. In history, empires expanded from the use of military forces to the control of the economics. Instead of conquering and ruling the whole country immediately at the beginning, Britain conquered India for wealth and trade, such as textiles and slavery. Britain colonized the Indian Ocean world in 1757 and established long-term invasion and colonization. India is a country that has its own civilization, culture, and religion. In order to consolidate the dominance, British East India Company did not want missionaries in India for a long time because they thought new and unsettling ideological pressure would hurt their economic and political control. But in 1813, the British East India Company lifted restraints on Christian missionary work in India, thus setting into motion an aggressive campaign of Christian missionary schools. These were important tools for the application of Christianity and empirical ideologies. William Johnson was an Anglo-Irish official of the British Empire. He took a series of photographs of ruined temples in western India. This photograph, named Mahalakshmi Temple, Bombay from the road, was taken between 1855 and 1862. The contrast between the brilliant and civilized temple and humble houses at the broken roadside was prominent. It showed the importance and notable status of Hinduism in civilians' minds. Also, building this temple must have taken lots of time and money. Even though the civilians couldn't feed themselves at the time, they still would like to donate money to build more temples. This Western Indian photograph, named the Ruined Temple of Ambernath near Kalyan Principal Entrance, was taken around the same time. This photograph was really bleak, though the temple had beautiful carved columns and exquisite Buddha figures. The rigid old monk was sitting at the entrance of the ruined temple, looking into the distance, seeming lonely and sad. Before the ruin, the temple should be the symbol of the splendid culture and Buddhism in this area. The luxuriant growth of the weeds could tell us the temple has been ruined and abandoned for a while. The abandonment of this temple may be related to the transmission of Christianity by the British colonizers. The ruined temple also implied the British attitude towards the Indian religion and civilization disregard. However, William may wanted to show the unchanging of Hindu in West India because India has their own thousands of years civilization and religion before the British came and colonized. Through missionary, there were also intense religious polemics. Internal debates and external polemics developed to pursue the new cultural identities. Caste was a big problem in the Christian conversations, and Christianity undoubtedly affected the Hindu social-cultural religious dominance over the caste, spiritual, and gender significantly. The Christian-Indian debates marked the penetration of Christian ideology to Indian society and facilitated transformation of Hinduism into modernity. Nowadays, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Islam are the four major religions among Indians. With the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus in 1492, the Spanish government and church decided to conquer Mexico, the New World, in 1519. It was because of the serving to God and the pursuit of wealth, such as silver and gold. The Spanish did not conquer the Aztec entirely until 2 centuries later due to the disease and Aztec sacrifices. Different from the colonizers in India, the Spanish firmly believed they had the right to conquer and colonize the New World to bring Christianity to the Indians from the beginning. Many missionary friars came and built a lot of Catholic schools, fusing Spanish and Mexican cultures. These schools bear the name of Fray Pedro de Ganta, the first of New Spain's distinguished missionary educators. Lorenzo Becerril took this photograph called Cathedral Preamble between 1837 and 1904. The cathedral seated in the plaza was grand and revealed the traces of life due to erosion of wind and rain on the walls. It should have been there for a long time. Because of the delicacy and grandness of the cathedral and sculpture, it was easy to see that the Europeans spent a lot of money on building churches and communicating aesthetics. An unknown creator took this photograph named Cathedral La Parroquia Guanajuato between 1905 and 1909 in Guanajuato, Mexico. In this photo, there was a grand western Baroque Catholic cathedral sitting in the middle, and there were various buildings seated on the roadside, showing it was a prosperous area. In this picture, there were westernized buildings and Baroque-styled cathedrals. We could see the Europeans transmitted the architectural style during the colonization. Through colonization, Mexico did not retain their original civilizations like the Maya and Aztec. Nowadays, 82.7% of civilians are Catholics and 9.7% of civilians are Protestants.